Yes, and we're back with the Celtic Unrestricted View. It's another European night, Alan. My name is Ryan Clifford, and joined with my good man Alan once again. When was the last time I seen you, Alan? About 12
Oh,
hours
ages
ago, mate.
ago. I can't remember. Aye.
But like I says, mate, pre-match Champions League, big European night away from home, mate, against Lazio. Must-win victory. If we want to have any aspirations, mate, of qualifying at all for European football and give us some sort of limelight from which has been so far, mate. But a disaster as a campaign so far in terms of the points total. But how are you, mate? I hope you're looking forward to the game and hopefully looking forward to a good wee chat today, mate.
Aye, oh well. Hope you're well, mate. I look forward to it. I think we're all kind of realistic in terms that it's going to be hard to qualify. I'd just be looking for kind of a performance and a result that gives us a bit of respectability back. Because finishing a Champions League after 4 games on 1 point, it's no the best, to say the least. So hopefully we can get back to kind of winning ways in the Champions League, and that could bring confidence for there. So looking forward to it. Quietly confident as ever with every Celtic game we watch, but it's gonna be a hard task got any kind of away European fixture. So we just need to kind of see what happens and hope for the best.
Can we comment for Joseph? He says, have me and you been to bed yet? No, I've changed my top, Joseph. I think that's about it. That's why we need coffee in the morning, Joseph, to keep us brushy and spring chicken. But no, I agree with you, Alan. We're always, don't know if it's naive for us or it's just because we're Celtic fans, mate, that you try to be positive of a European game, especially if at home. Right, today or tonight is going to be when it happens, when we get the 3 points away from home in Europe again and we get an away victory. And again, Lazio, they're only the team that we played against Madrid. They're no to Madrid standards, but they're still a good team. They are very good at home in terms of European records, in terms of compared to us anyway. They're far better than us. I think the last 3 games or so they've lost, I think, in the league or something like that though. The 11th, they could beat off, I think, near the bottom of the league at the weekend there. So they're coming off of a bad result. I think the talk in the Italian press is that if Sarri doesn't get a result tonight, he could potentially out the back door very soon. So there's pressure on them as well. There's pressure on us to try and get a victory and no basically come out here with basically nothing and maybe land on maybe 1 point, maybe if you beat Feyenoord at home, 4 points. It's not really a good outlook on the campaign, mate. So what's your overall take of the game coming up, mate? How do you think we'll start the game? Do you think we'll start on the front foot, or do you think we'll maybe see the game the first 5-10 minutes and see how they set up and then can I go for there?
Aye, as you mentioned, Lazio are in great form whatsoever. 11th in the league, just got beat off Salernitana. So aye. So it's doable. It is doable. Obviously, the injury list that we've picked up, it's no ideal, obviously. So we need to kind of hope for players that's coming in that usually are the starters to put in a performance. I would like to see us be a bit more kind of defensive to start. I think I mentioned this in the last games against Atletico. It seems like we got the aim would be good, stop them from playing, no concede in the first 20 minutes, half an hour, let us settle into the game. Definitely not get a man sent off. That's the main priority as well. These are all things that we said before the last game, but it is it's the fundamentals of a European away game. We need to be in the game after the first kind of half an hour. So I would like us to kind of set up a wee bit slightly more defensive and lead ourselves into the game. Whether that happens is probably doubtful because these players and kind of Brendan have got the usual way of kind of setting up and kind of going out attack for the get-go. But sometimes that could be detrimental to getting points, especially away from home in Europe, as we've seen. We've over the years so many kind of earlier away goals we've conceded, and you're on the back foot for the start. So I think it's doable tonight. It's definitely doable, but we need to be smart about what we're playing. We need to use kind of tactics as well as like other European teams do. We need to kind of use that to our advantage and our benefit. So I still think we probably will go out and attack, but I don't know if necessarily that's the best idea or the best tactics to go with.
A comment for Plunge says, is JP on holiday? No, mate, Plunge is here, but obviously just circumstances. Myself and Alan are kind of doing most of it this week, but JP will be back very soon, mate. Probably back on Thursday, just circumstances. But no, I agree with you, Alan. Me personally, I want us to be a bit more, like you said, a bit more savvy, a bit more. Again, this is why I think when it comes to buying players that played in Europe, they've been here before, they've been to tough away games, they know what it takes. When you need to be cute and you need to be using the dark side of the game, as in the small things that help you. I don't think we do it either good enough or enough to help us in the games. Even small things, like I did mention it against Madrid, people might think that I'm kind of losing the plot, but it does help you see these wee things about taking the time wasting at corners, shies, when you're maybe 1-1-0, or even it's different because we need to go win the game. But see if you're away from home and try to get a point and you're maybe nothing each with 10, 15 minutes to go. See, we do take your time, your cold kicks, your shies. Like Joe Hart's always rushing. That's good when you're trying to go and get the game and maybe try to score some more goals. But see, when you need to try and kind of show things up, sometimes you just need to relax and take your time and eat as much sex as you can at the game. And I think we lack the dark side, and I don't know if is it due to the players not being, is it because they're brainwashed into just attacking all the time? That's the philosophy of the club. It's just get the ball, go forward, defend when you can, but the main aim is to go score goals. We all know that's the main aim of football, but like you said, Alan, in terms of Celtic, we need to change somehow we're playing, because it's all right saying we've competed this year and last year, but we're not getting the results. So you need to change somehow. Is it changing formation? Is it changing the way you approach the game? Is it changing the way you do during the game? How do you think we go about this? Because if I had my choice, I wouldn't be playing a full 3-3 away from home in Europe, no matter who. Even if we had Maeda, Abada, Palma available for tonight, etc., I wouldn't be playing 3 up front away from home. I know you need to win the game, but you can still play a 5-4-1 or a 4-4-2 or whatever, or a 4-3-2-1, and still go and play attacking on a counter-attack. But you need to defend properly, and you need to defend you need to defend good enough, because let's be fair, Alan, European-wise, the results tell you we can't defend as it stands at the moment. The simple fact, the goal at the weekend there tells you we're not the best at defending set pieces, so that's probably a weakness at Lazio. Probably try and kind of take on their side and try and show their weaknesses in that sense. So, but how do you think we should combat it, Alan? Not just tonight, but in general European football. Do you think it's the players we need to buy better, more experience to suit the style of play the manager wants to play, or do we need to maybe try in certain games adapt to the team we're playing, adapt to competition, and maybe go to a 5-4-1 or a 4-4-2 or whatever, and be a bit more compact, and then go and play counter-attack instead of just going gung-ho all the time?
No, I think it's a bit of both. I think primarily we need to be more sensible in our gameplay. We need to be smarter. So see that.
Timo Pukki. He wasn't even playing when this week before this, JP.
That's
you need to get coffee in the morning, man.
We need to be more sensible in our gameplay. We've seen over the first few Champions League games, that's 3 send-offs we've had as well. You can't deal with that. It's already a hard enough task without kind of been down to 10 and 9 men. It's just not feasible to go like that. And as you're saying, the quickness we're taking, kind of shies, goal kicks, etc. Well, we should use kind of everything possible to try and frustrate the other team. If it's a hard away fixture, like if we use some of the tactics against Atletico Madrid, I'm not saying that we would have got anywhere near picking up any result, but I doubt it would have been the 6-0 that happened then. So we need to be smarter. Obviously, the players coming in that are more established and got kind of Champions League or European experience, that would be hugely beneficial. But with what we've got just now, we need to be kind of smart with our play. I think we should divide the game into, let's separate 0 to 20 minutes, 20 minutes to half time, and we should have targets, get to that 0-0. Then we maybe change up the tactics slightly. We can still be, even if he chooses to play a 4-3-3, we can still do that in a kind of smarter way. I do appreciate what you're saying about the kind of formation change, but no matter what formation we're playing, we need to adapt to the competition we're playing in, and especially the opposition we're playing. We can't go in and be naive and think we can kind of run over these teams like we can in the Scottish Premier League. We'd love to see that, but at present, with the quality of player that we've got, it's not possible. So we need to find a way of winning, just like Gordon Stratton and Neil Lennon's teams that won kind of consistently in Champions League and UEFA Cup, Europa League level. So we need to find that way of winning. No matter how we do it, we need to find that way of winning, because there is lesser quality teams than us in the Champions League that are picking up more points than us. So we need to take a wee step back, realise where we are as a team and a club, and then find a way of winning no matter how we do it.
Just some of the comments for YouTube. Anjem, Plunge, Come on the Hoops, JP and Joseph, good morning and thanks for tuning in. Hope you're well. No, I agree. We've got to find ways, if we can't. Well, obviously tonight we're missing Palmer, we're missing Maeda, we're missing Atati, we're missing Abada. There's some guys who we're missing who might even play, i.e. Nerowski, Lagerbielke, or even being, I know Nerowski's no in the squad, but Lagerbielke will even be on the bench. So you've got a dilemma who you play at the wings. Is it Forrest? Is it Yang? Is it Mickey Johnson? Or will this changes maybe the way he's thinking? Will he then go and change the way, maybe go into a 3-5-2 or a 5-4-1, etc., to try and combat injuries or suspensions, etc.? Who knows in sense of that, Alan? But for me, I agree with you. We've got to find ways of winning games. We've not done it yet the last year or two. In the Champions League, we've not been great in terms of getting in the line. It's all right saying we're competing, but it's just getting there. Is it that one chance or that mistake that we need to cut out? Because, like we mentioned before, even JP's mentioned it and Baz as well, it's all right going to spend the money, but seeing you're getting £6 million and your marquee players or whatever making mistakes, it just shows you it's not all about how much money you spend, it's what they do on the park and that night and how they are on the night and how they perform. So I think I'm positive about getting a result, but you've always got to be. You're not going to come on here or sit in general and say, we're going to go and get absolutely trounced. And maybe inside you might think that, but you're not going to come out and be negative. You've got to try and be as positive as you can. And it's not, put it this way, it's not the Lazio team that we played under Lennon. They were, I think, were top 3, top 2. They were really flying. They were trying to win the league. They were going well. And Mobley was at his peak. I think he scored about 20 odd goals that season in the Italian league. He was very, very good. He's a bit old. I think he's 33, 34 now. Don't get wrong. He's still a quality player. He's still better than what we play against week in, week out. So you've got a different opposition away from home. At Celtic Park at home, he didn't really get a sniff. But if he plays tonight, he's a match will get a few chances, especially at home. So I think the key is, like you say, Alan, is try and keep 11 men on the park. That's no matter what happens during the game. At least if you get 11 men in the park, you've got a big chance of doing something. And if you do go behind, you've still got 11 men to go and get into the game. But if you're going to 9 men or 10 men, it's a massive task. Even in Scotland, they don't mind in Europe against some of these top players and top teams. So I think that's the first protocol, and is keep it tight, keep 11 men on the park. Don't give any glimpse of hope for the attacking sense in the first 15 to 20 minutes. Don't give him any silly chances, silly mistakes. Keep it tight. Try and get an early goal, and then maybe try and shore it up a bit. Don't know how you feel on that, Alan, but see, he did go and get an early goal, and he did start brightly. I know we did start bright in Madrid, and obviously what happened, and we just kind of lost the plot a wee bit, and we just lost our shape for a wee bit, and they just took advantage of it. So if you did get an early goal, what would you do personally? Would you then shore it up, just still play, but just don't go as gung-ho as much, because if you win the game, you're still in contention. I know if you want to try and qualify, we need to win by 2 goals, then go and beat Feyenoord, I think, 3, I think it is. So if you've got aspirations of doing that, maybe try and get a second goal. But the main thing is, Alan, try and win the game. So would you try and get a goal, keep it tight, or would you just try and play your game? Because if you think too much about it, does that ruin the game plan? So what do you think on that, mate?
I'd relatively keep to the game plan, but as I say, I think the word is we need to be more smart and savvy about what we're doing during the game, how we're playing. If we manage to get an early goal, then we should be thinking, we need to keep this like this, but still play our football. But we need to be tighter as well. We need to be tighter at the back. We need to make sure there's no slackness anywhere between defence and midfield. So I think it's all about kind of thinking about the gameplay, being smarter within your play. Whether that be if it's slowing the game down if we're ahead, whether that be kind of no going fully gung-ho, but especially as you've mentioned there about the keeping 11 men in the park. Whether we agree or disagree with the Maida red card, we cannot give these referees a decision to make. We can't be silly enough to put your leg, foot, studs, wherever in there and give a decision for the ref to make, because 9 times out of 10, the foreign European referees, they'll send you off for anything, really. Whether we agree or disagree with it. So we need to be smarter on our play, and we need to make sure that we're not getting any daft mistakes away, whether that be pointless yellow cards, crazy tackles, or easy goals that we're giving away. We need to be a lot tighter and smarter within our play. I think that's the way that I'd be approaching this game, definitely.
I think we've obviously got to go with an attacking positive attitude, but you do obviously need to remember as well that, like you say, you do need to be a bit savvy. We will need to defend probably in parts of most of the game, because they will be obviously they want to try and they're in a better position to go and qualify. So if they don't get a victory, then I think the Spanish press here, the Italian press will be really. I don't think they'll be happy if they don't get the result against us, because I think a lot of these bigger teams abroad and foreign teams, I think they kind of see us as a bit of a damn scrub. Celtic are coming away from home. The way record's not very good. They've broken the league. Let's just go and get 3 points. I think that's the attitude sometimes. No every team, but to some of these top teams, I think they kind of look at us as Scottish football, similar to they do down south. Arc are not very good, or the manager's not very good, the players are not very good, and so they'll probably fancy their chances tonight, Alan. But so if we know what we've got in terms of going forward. Defensively, maybe we need to show things up, but I think it'll be an entertaining game personally. I think it might be Domestos behind the couch. I don't know, but it might be the packs of crisps are everywhere, and it could be it could be one of the ones, Alan, where it's end to end, because both teams need to win the game. So if you're a neutral, it might be a good game to watch tonight. Obviously, we all know certain teams will watch it. We all know that, but there'll be certain media outlets and certain fans ready with their tweets and their articles all typed up, ready to lambast us and give us a bit of heavy duty critical analysis if we do get a bad defeat. But I think for us, mate, it's all about what we do. As much as we've got to focus on them and their weaknesses and their strengths, and it's what we've got to go on. And obviously the team selection, Aaron, me and you have kind of kind of roughly picked the same team. Obviously, if there's any, that's Lazio's team, sorry, actually, first. That's the team they played at the weekend there. I'd imagine, Alan, they'll probably go with the same team, barring maybe injuries or rotation. Immobile again up front. The left-hand side, again, I think I've seen a thread on Twitter, and I've looked a bit myself. I think it was Josh, I think his name was, or John, on Twitter, and he had said that the left-hand side of that game wasn't good for Lazio. The opposition get quite kind of a lot of joy down that side, and kind of Lewis Alberto was to track his man and stuff, and so that could be a point of view, Alan, that we could take advantage of. And obviously our team that we picked, roughly, I think JP is roughly the same. I'll take that banner away there so you can see the full team. Obviously for us, I think Joe Hart, Johnson, Vickers, Scales, Taylor, Awata, McGregor, O'Reilly, Forrest and Kyogo and Yang. What was your thought press in Awata? Alan, obviously Tati can't play home plays at the weekend. I know he didn't play too well. He wasn't up to the races off at half time. Sorry. What's your thinking on putting Awata in, mate, and obviously Yang and Forrest instead of maybe Mikey Johnson, or changing things up?
You've seen Awata come on at the weekend, so I think he's slightly coming into Brendan's plans. I think this type of European away fixture, he gives you that kind of solidity within the middle of the park. He's no kind of a fancy player, but he seems to do all the basics relatively well. Gives you a wee bit more strength. And with him playing there, you've got the option of Callum either having two sitting midfielders, or you can push Callum forward slightly. So I can see Awata playing. I think, as we spoke about last night, home didn't have his best of games because he come off at half time as well. So I would be surprised if he put home in for the start on tonight. With Yang and Forrest, I think we've not got many kind of other players to pick for these positions because of suspensions and injuries. Maybe Mikey Johnston could be thrown in there, but I think, as we spoke upon earlier, with Forrest having the experience within competitions like this, I think you'd sway towards James Forrest. Even ability-wise, I'd still say I'd slightly favour James Forrest compared to Mikey Johnston. But I'm thinking here, look, we're talking about how much service Kyogo's been getting with the kind of first choice wingers that we've had, and now we've not got the first choice wingers, so we definitely need massive performances for whoever plays in the two wings tonight, because if we've got any chance of kind of winning, we need these players to put in the crosses that matter, put in the balls that kind of can get to Kyogo, because he's going to be one main danger man. I don't necessarily think that this is a match that would be ideal for Kyogo because his kind of stature and his size. I think if O was on his game, it would be somebody that would probably suit somebody that kind of stature and build to hold the ball up more. But Kyogo plays every day of the week because O's not come up to that standard as of yet. So I think it will be Forrest and Yang. Hopefully Yang plays a bit better than he did at the weekend, and hopefully Jamesy can use his experience and his head to kind of give us a performance that's definitely needed.
It's true what JP just says as well. Obviously, Awata wasn't named in the squad on Saturday, and this is the thing as well. Awata sometimes is not even on the bench, not in the squads, but yet he starts. He comes on the bench against Feyenoord. He comes on. So there's guys who have not been on the bench before, not been in squads, and then they've been thrown in. This has happened before. The only reason I said Awata, one, because I don't think Turnbull's got the legs away from home. He's very good going forward. He scores goals. His delivery's very good, but defensively, he's not the best. And I think we need to defend a bit better tonight. Home, I do like what I've seen from so far, but the last 2 or 3 games, he's no kind of hit the spot yet. He's not really deserved to go start the game, I would say. He is a wee bit lacklustre in terms of maybe he gets frustrated when he loses the ball and only takes a wee kick and it could be a red card. They're down to 10 men. I think Iwata, again, I'm not saying Iwata's this brilliant player. I don't think he's maybe there's dead. I don't. He probably doesn't deserve to play Alan. But I'm just trying to think of the defensive side. He's a bit more defensively sounder than Turnbull and Home, and I think you will need to defend a bit. It means when he goes defensively, if he plays as a defensive mid, it gives McGregor and O'Reilly a bit more freedom to go forward and need beat, and then it gives him a bit of cushion, knowing they've got cover there as well. Because I think McGregor's better going forward than he is defensively. That's just my opinion. And O'Reilly's very good. Kind of all over the park.
See where Hatate out. I don't see a standout as present to somebody that's come in and grabbed that position and saying, I'm going to make that mine. I know Turnbull's come on and scored goals and is joint top goal scorer in the Premier League, but his overall gameplay, it sometimes lets us down, and especially a kind of European away game. I think that he could sometimes be viewed as a passenger. He's got massive technical ability, great finishing, great shooting, but I don't think this is the type of game for David Turnbull. Could be wrong, Brendan will play him. But I think there's 3 or 4 players within that position that are trying to fight for the Hatate position. And none of them's kind of stepped forward and try to make it their own. None of them's kind of... I don't know how you feel about it, Ryan, but I really pick... I think there's muchness between the 3 or 4 of them. I don't think there's many people that could pick one out of the 4 that you go, they're definitely playing.
I don't think anybody fully deserves to play the game in terms of ability-wise, in terms of performance, to what the game suits. I think it just shows you as well that the transfer window wasn't great, because you'd like to have a bit more cover in terms of experience and maybe a bit more quality, i.e. off the bench or to start these games. So for me, I can get what you're saying as well on Turnbull. I think he's very good going forward, but I think in terms of defensively, I think Iwata's probably your best option. Again, I can't see Bielka playing, so you could, even if you put him there and then you went a 5 at the back and then you played maybe Home or Turnbull on the 3, who knows? I don't know, but for me, I think Iwata's just probably a safe option. Sorry, no 3, sorry. If you could play the 4 and then if you get one up front. So there's a massive formations, Alan. You can sit here and say a 5-4-1, put Bielka there, put 4, put 3 centre mids and maybe one behind the striker. Then there's loads of formations we can do, but I think to go with a full 3-3, which means you've got to have somebody in with O'Reilly and McGregor, be that Turnbull, Home, Iwata. So for me, I think Iwata is probably your safest option. Maybe not the best option to a lot of people, but we've got to go with what we've got to do when they Hatate. You would be more confident with Hatate there, but that's what it is. We've just got to deal with what we've got, and I think they play a full 3-3 as well. Will they play it tonight? Who knows? It might change, but so I think that will make Alan for probably a bit of an end-to-end game. The same formations. I think Lazio will they'll sit and maybe let us attack and let us play with the ball, and then once we maybe make a mistake or we lose the ball, they'll get the ball and they'll go boom. They'll try and counter-attack us, they'll try and play it quick, they'll try and go forward, they'll try and break the lines. That might be the same as us, because we're quite pacey as well going forward. So, but I think the wings is obviously a situation, Alan, like Barry says, Barry mentioned maybe play Kyogo left, Yang out the right or left, whatever you want to do, and play O up front. For me, I get what you're saying, Barry, because I think the wee man could play at left, but I think if you take him out to the left-hand side, I just think he nullifies his game altogether. I think he's a passenger. Out the wide, I don't think he's got the wide man's mentality to go and get by men and trickery and stuff like that. And I don't think he's going to get by a man and take a man on. Forrest and Yang, maybe Forrest might not do it either, but he's got the winger mentality and Yang's got that as well. So I can see as well why Michael Johnson could play. Again, me personally, as much as I might not be James Forrest's biggest fan now, but he's got more experience. He has probably still got a bit of ability more than Johnson. And I think he's been and done it as well. So I think you'd rather go with the Forest aspect, Alan, the experience. We talk about experience. Mickey Johnson's he's played all European game, but he's not got abundance experience that Forest has got. He's been here before. He's played in the big games. He's won some of the big games. He's scored some important goals. So you'd like to think Forest would probably be, don't want to say a shoe-in, but probably the more safer and better option.
I agree with you totally there. I think Forest will play. As I say, Johnston, I know Forest hasn't played a great deal either, but Johnston hasn't played a great deal since the start of the season. I know there's been injuries involved in that as well, but there's been one game Kyogo's played out left, wasn't it? It was the first game with Angie's tenure at Ibrox when Edward played for the middle. So that wasn't entirely successful. So I get what you're saying. Could be an option because having O up front, it could work. But I think Kyogo isn't a winger. I don't think he is. I agree with you there. I think he's predominantly a striker, and you would lose a lot of his kind of influence if you're playing him out wide. 9 times out of 10, if Kyogo gets half a chance, that there's a fair chance it's going to be in the back of the net. So that is how ruthless he can be. That's what you'd be relying on, because you would expect tonight that Lazio are probably going to have more clean-cut chances than us. So when we do get more chances, we need to be clinical. We need to make sure that if we do get any decent chances that they're nestled in the back of the net. I think we need to be respectful of Lazio, just like any other team, but we can't have fear either. So we need to have respect to who we're playing, but at the same time know that we're a decent side as well. That is doable. I don't know when it was about the Atletico Madrid game. I don't know if that was we went in blind or lack of respect with how we set up and how we played, or it was just an absolute drubbing. But we need to realise that some of these teams are top notch. They have got high quality players. We need to respect them, but find ways to win. But I'll come back to the first point. I think it will be Forest and Yang. But I'm just hoping that these two guys are on their game, because we need them to be, because we need to get that service in. You see it kind of lacking at the weekend there, so we need to make sure that we're in top form with regards to that.
Aye, and I think in terms of being respectful, I think you need to be respectful. They've still got some really good quality players in their team. I.e. Mobley, Lewis Alberto's good as well. So they've got guys that can hurt you. If we're not on it, they will take advantage of it. They are a bit more. Don't get wrong, I wasn't impressed with Celtic Park. Don't get wrong, they did come and do a job on us, and they get the last minute goal. But I was expecting better from them. It wasn't the Lazio team that we've seen the last game. When we played a few years ago. I know that in terms of ages and different signings and different managers, but I wasn't impressed with them, and I know they beat us 2-1, but you're walking away from that thinking, how? how did that happen? And they're 40 a Parma's goal and then offside, and then you're thinking, right, see the game out. That's the thing as well, and see it was a draw coming at the end of the game. I know you need to win the game, but would you rather go and try and win the game and maybe the last 10 minutes, you do concede it's a sucker punch and we lose the game? I know you're knocked out either way, but would you rather try and at least maybe show it up and take the draw? Or do you think the mentality is just, no, we need to try and get the goal, try and get 3 points? Me personally, I would rather just try and go for it. We've really nothing to lose here. It's kind of a free hit in a way, Alan. If you win, you've still got a big chance of qualifying in some capacity, probably more third than anything else. But if you lose, or if you draw or you lose it, and you still play well and you compete, it's maybe another, yeah, again, we're close. But I'd rather that, Aaron, than go away to Madrid, like we did it in Madrid, and get troushed. I don't want that. I don't want us to be like I say to you, there'll be articles already wrote out now. There'll be tweets already wrote out for later in the night. Celtic beat again, embarrassed. They'll mention the finances. They'll mention this. They'll mention this. I want us to go there with a bit of authority. Go and try and compete. Go and try and get a victory. If it means the last 15 to 10 minutes, if we're still nothing each or we're one each, whatever the scenarios we're trying to win the game, just go for it. Because at least I think the fans would appreciate us, Aaron, trying to at least go and win the game. Try to go for it, try and go make chances. But if you don't make chances and then you make the silly mistakes, it's going to be the same old again. And me and you and JP will be talking Thursday and same again, no good enough. The board. Listen, it's going to be the same. But if we do go and get a victory, one, it breeds confidence in the next game against Feyenoord, and two, it gives you a bit of relief. Right? Maybe we can compete. What can we do better the next game? How can we keep this going forward? So, do you think that's the case, Alan? If we are into the second half, maybe 20 minutes to go, you're still maybe not for each, or you're winning 1-0, or just say you're still having to try and go and get a victory. What do you do? Do you just go gung-ho and try and go for it? Or do you just go, right, okay, we can't qualify, maybe just try and take the draw, take the point, it's a bit of progression, we're not getting trounced. How do you go? I know football's not winning football matches, Alan, I get that, but you don't want to go gung-ho and maybe get 2, 3, 4. You don't want to fall apart. So how do you think we go about that, mate?
Somewhere in between. That's what I said earlier. I think we need to be more intelligent with gameplay. I think you need to take calculated risks. I think you need to take risks, obviously, but you can't go fully gung-ho because then you risk the point of kind of getting embarrassed as well again. So you need to be smart about our play, especially you're coming against these teams. Lazio were smart about their play. We thought we were winning that game at home and they came out and the sucker punch in the last minutes of the game. And the teams that are smart with their play seem to pick up more points than we're doing. So we'd all love to see them going for it, but it's all about getting the result in these kind of games. And I think we've seen for the last kind of few years, all about going for it isn't exactly getting us a whole lot of points on the board. So I think there's a whole lot of these things that we need to be a bit more calculated in our gameplay and make sure that we're doing everything in our power to pick up points. Obviously, we've took ourselves into a situation with 3 points is a must tonight. So with 15, 20 minutes to go in that situation, then it can slightly change because we've put ourselves in that position that we need to win. So, probably see us going for it if we are at that situation with that little time to go.
Our main man, Alan, our main man, Bev, our sponsor of the podcast, he says, "Good morning, boys. Hope you're well." Right. I'm good, Bev. How are you, mate? Hope you're enjoying your coffee, mate. I've seen you away for a coffee, mate. So, hope you're enjoying that. And while we're actually talking about Bev, we'll actually go into the sponsor at the moment. That is our sponsor. It is Mr. Alex Beveridge. We are sponsored by AB Entertainment. That is the sponsor of the podcast. That is his number there. It's 07845 746092. AB Entertainment is an entertainment company. It does all entertainment. Alex will sort you out. If it's karaoke, if it's bingo, if it's birthday parties, anything at all to do with entertainment packages, Alex is your man. His diary is just about near full up to Christmas, but he is available all year round. You can get him on all social media platforms, if that's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, anything at all, really. You can contact us on the YouTube. If you don't want to contact Alex personally, you can contact us, and I'm sure he'll sort you out as well if you do mention that you have seen him on the podcast. It's a fantastic business. He will sort you out. Any birthday at all, any occasion, I'm sure if you have a wee word with Alex, he will sort you out on that and get you sorted. But I do agree with Alex as well there, Big Bev there, that, Alan, the next 2 games are 3 hits in a way. Let's go out and compete, play our football and show that we deserve to play at that level. I agree with him, Alan, in terms of us as a club, it is kind of 3 hits. Nobody expects anything of us. in terms of probably European football sense, and the Scottish media and probably some Celtic fans probably aren't expecting anything. So I don't want to say it's a bit of kind of recovering your reputation type night or next 2 games, but you want to try and rediscover something. You don't want to go into the end of the group stage with maybe 1 point. You don't want that again. You want to try and have at least 4, at least 6. Have something that shows you've went for a bit of progression. You see if you win the night and then you do beat, obviously, Feyenoord, your own 7 points, that might make you qualify, right? So even if it didn't make you qualify, it's still progression. I think last year we got 1 point. So if we're going from 1 to 7, that's progression in some sort. So you can at least take positives for that. If we do win the 2 games and say we don't qualify, we might qualify for third place, but say we didn't qualify for the second, it's still progression for last year. So I think I'm agreeing with Bev there. I don't want us to go out and take 3 hits and go, right, after the 3 hit, we'll just go and see how we are. I don't want us to go and get troused. I want us to actually try and compete. So what's your thoughts on Bev's comment there?
I think, see if we get a draw tonight, we won the last game, that gives us a bit of respectability. But it was 2 points, wasn't it, last year? 2 draws against Shakhtar, wasn't it?
Sorry, it was 2, Paul. I said 1, it was 2.
Aye, so...
I need to back on my second coffee, man.
No, look, I know it's no ideal and we'd be looking to at least get into third place, but it's a bit respectable that if we get 5 points, if we get a draw tonight and away, the Feyenoord home game, if we get 3 points, you would say it's brought a bit of respectability back. Obviously, you'd be looking to win the night. I hope we win the night. I think we will win the night. Being positive.
And then you might go, we'll get beat tonight.
It's the roller coaster of being a Celtic fan, isn't it?
I know.
You're sitting there going, oh, this team are brilliant. They're going to but oh no, we'll whip them, no bother. But so but I think we need to pick up a few points. We can't go in like finishing in 2 points again, and it's starting to get a bit embarrassing. If it goes like that again and we end up with 1 or 2 points at the end of this campaign, it's like, what's the actual point in kind of taking part? So we need to build up a degree of kind of respectability. I guess the main part of what I'd be thinking. Get ourselves on a kind of level keel, and we can build on that going forward next year. But hopefully we win the night, and we're still dreaming of kind of qualifying for either the Champions League or the Europa. So we're all hopeful and confident in that. I'm hoping.
I think that's kind of the main thing, Alan, is try to keep us in contention or something. It would be nice to win by 2 goals and then you go and beat Feyenoord 3-0 on the field, get a result tonight against Madrid, and the dream's alive and you finish second. Listen, it's no beyond the realms of possibility, but as it stands, just focus on winning the night, try and get a result, as in victory. I do agree with you as well that it's a bit of respectability about us as well. We don't want to be finishing in 1 point or 2 points and there's no progression again. Then again, that comes into the board and the players and the manager. We're talking about, they keep saying about we need to learn, we need to do better. We'll see if they end up in maybe 1 point or 2 points. You're thinking, right, so where's the learning curve? When are you going to learn? Because it's obvious in the stats, in the league tables, in the group stage, there's no progression, you've no learn. So that's when you go to think, so when are you going to learn? What's going to take you to learn? Is it another drubbing? Is it, what's going to take us to learn? Because for me, Alan, I don't think it's massive changes. It's small aspects I think we're not doing right. And it's the simple things we do wrong. It's the simple things. I think it's the basic errors we don't do right. Simple things like defending. Simple things like no marking your man. Just wee things, like you says, keeping 11 men on the park. Small things like that help you. And I do feel, Alan, as well, in terms of the European side, people will moan about the finances. Say we get beaten and like, we can't spend money, we've no get this, no get that. But it's how you spend it. Not every team, like you said, Alan, not every team in Europe in this group stage goes and spends 60, 70, 80 million pounds. they all spend it wisely. Aye, you look at Newcastle and you look at all these teams. I think it was Lille. Was it Lille or Nice? I think it was Lille. The first time in the Champions League in 20 odd years, I think. They beat Arsenal. Was it Lille? I'm sure it's Lille, isn't it? Is it Lille, Nice? Who have they got?
Was it Leo or Lawrence? Leo, I think.
Lille. I think it's their first time. But it's somebody, and they've done the boat.
A French team.
A French team. I can't remember the team, but it's their first time in the group stage in 20 years, I think, roughly. And they beat Arsenal, I think, the first or second game. But nobody was going to have that about Arsenal. Oh, they're getting... But see if that was us, getting beat off somebody that's not going to be getting trounced. It just shows you the comparisons that it can happen. You don't need to spend all this money. If you, like you say, if you're savvy about your formation, if you're savvy on the night, it's what you do on the night, and if you prepare properly. I think that's the thing, Alan. We don't... When was the last time, Alan, we actually went into even under Ange, we weren't fully prepared in terms of the signings to come in and compete. Maybe your Jota's, your Vickers's, Hatate was back on form, Kyle goes scoring goals, but we weren't fully prepared, especially this year. I think these teams all prepare for it, Alan. They all spend money to prepare. They've got their squad prepared. They've got, I know, injuries and suspensions and stuff like that can impact, but I don't think we prepare enough, Alan. I think, take away what happens tonight, and I know what still happens. Say, it sounds daft, mate. It sounds really daft, Alan, that we're talking about this, because we could still potentially qualify either European side and the third place Europa League or the second place. But even if we did qualify, you're still not being prepared enough, because the first few games tell you that the mistakes were made, the player qualities don't show. But if we then did qualify, you're going, right, what a transfer window, we've done it, we're qualified, and we've got to the after Christmas at the third place. What a job the manager's doing. It just shows you, Aaron, how. But we all know the guys who know football, the proper fans, they know the ins and outs of football. You know that the window's not been good. Even if he did go and qualify, there's still aspects to the window that's not been great. But what's your take on that, mate?
Football fans can be fickle at times, and if that happened,
we've all been there. We've all been there.
If that did happen, which I extremely hope it does, I would be people up the cracks slightly, be saying it was a great transfer window. We're under the illusion, I think, that was the best, and I think if the result doesn't go our way tonight, I think everybody will be pinpointing the quality on the bench. I think this is where we're putting the first team, but I'm starting to get worried thinking about who's actually going to be on that bench that can come on and make an impact if we've got Yang and Forrest starting in the water, if they are. So the bench is going to look a bit scarce of quality. So I think if the result doesn't go away tonight, there will be people who will be called at the board in the transfer window, etc., because they'll be going to the bench and seeing who we bringing on here that's going to make a change, who we bringing on here that's going to add quality into the first 11, because I think the quality in the bench tonight could look a bit scarce.
Aye, the quality off the bench, aye. That's a very good point, mate. They've not got any real quality off the bench in terms of European side. They've not got a lot of experience on the bench. We've not got an experienced striker to maybe come on and help Kyogo. I know you've got but you've not got an experienced campaigner to come on and maybe help you the last 10-15 minutes to show things up or hold the ball up. I know we can do that, but we've not got the fruits that we had years ago. When you had your Suttons, your Hartsons, your Larsons, even with McDonald and Hesselink, they maybe no be the Larson Suttons quality, but they were still kind of very good players. They've been there and done it. Hesselink played before in Europe. McDonald maybe no, but he done it with Celtic Europe, so you can go and trust him in that capacity. A Dembele type, Edward type of Dembele, Hesselink, Edward play would maybe help me in these European sides, European campaigns, Alan, because I'm the same as you. I think the wee man, if he's not getting his service, he's not involved in the game, he's a wee bit of a passenger for me, and I think he's got to do a bit more. I think we did speak about it last night. We did speak about it last week. as much as you don't get service, like I said, I can only talk through my experience playing up front. You need to be in the game in some sort. Either if that's hard from defenders, is it going deep to get the ball? Is it still doing the movements? You still need to keep doing what you're doing. You can't just because you're not getting service. Right, okay, I'm not getting service. I think you still need to go and maybe having somebody like, again, you know what, to go and pass players, but a Giacomakis or a Hesselink, Dembele type player away from home to hold the ball up, help you, get us up the park, go in that sense. I think that would be beneficial, Alan, away from home, especially like Madrid or Lazio, because as much as the wee man's very, very good and he scores goals and he's quality, sometimes a different outlook, a different way of playing can maybe no scare these teams, but put a different idea on these teams because they know it's him up front probably. Like. But if you had a Dembele or a somebody type player on the bench or somebody to start, it throws a bit of a curveball because they're not expecting a big physical strong player to play against.
Aye, no, I think we spoke about that earlier as well. I think the stature of somebody like Giacomakis or O, that I think that would suit the type of game we're playing tonight. Obviously, Kyogo's needing the service to get the goals that he's looking for, but the type of game that we've got tonight, we're not going to have as much as the ball as we're used to. So you've seen it in years gone past when we've used a kind of larger stature of a striker up front in these games that he's used to hold the ball up, and that lets the midfielders or the wingers kind of progress and get further up the park and help him. Whereas that's not really Kyogo's game. Kyogo's all about kind of the movement and the 18-yard box, even the 6-yard box. It's all about the movement and getting in there for your tap-ins and your goals. So it's not a part of his game. I hope he can build on that part of the game. But is he really got the stature to be that kind of player that we would be looking for? I don't think so. So that's how I could see in January us bringing in like a different type of striker to kind of challenge Kyogo on a more regular basis.
Because I know people are going to say, well, you can't go and buy the striker with the same quality or a lot of money because then you're having two good strikers. But I've always said, Alan, you can never have enough quality in your team. I'd rather have a striker to come on and challenge and take over the wee man potentially or help him than maybe no have that option. Because it's obvious that O's not up to challenge him yet. He's still raw. I don't think he's near the European level yet. It could be. Again, I'm only talking for what I'm thinking now and what I see now. He scores goals, but I think the European level is a different step up. And I do feel you need somebody to help the wee man, challenge him. And even, listen, people might think I'm maybe silly or maybe I've lost the plot, but there's no reason why you can't get somebody who's better than him. You always need to strive to look for better, look for different options, different players, somebody that could potentially be. You've always, listen, I know Larson was amazing, but we've had guys who maybe not up to his quality, they were near his quality, but they've still come in and scored goals. Like we mentioned, your Hesselink, we've always had good strikers. Your Hesselinks, McDonald's, Griffiths, Hooper, even Stokes chipped in with goals. The Berries, Edwards, all in the past. We've all had guys that scored goals, so I think he needs a helping hand because we can't just depend on him. I know O'Reilly scores goals and Turnbull scores goals, Palmer, I get that, but we can't just rely on one striker to play week in, week out and score you goals. We had Giacomakis. People say, Giacomakis, when Kyogo was playing, he was always on the bench, but when he did play, he scored. Maybe not every game, but he went through a stage where I think it was 5 or 6 games or something. I think he had one or two touches and all he done was score goals. That's what you need. You need that impact on a player. So I think we lack options in terms of Alan. I think we lack the options to maybe go and change to a one up front because I know we play free. Right? Technically, it's one striker with two wingers, but technically when you go attacking, it's like a free up front. So it is a full 3-3. I don't like it away from home. Personally, I would rather we go to either a 4-4-2 or a 5-4-1 and then get your two wingers to then go and support when attacking. But the way we play is the free kind of stay there. And then when they go and defend, they kind of move back in a bit and transition a play. But for me, I'd rather we didn't go gung-ho right away all the time. But that's the way we are. And to change it, you need to then go and buy players to suit the system and change what you want to do. But I'm agreeing with you, and I think we need to buy something a bit more. It's just not a wee man's game to be physical and hold it in, and he's more linking up from the channels and in the box. He's a poacher. He scores goals, but he can play outside the box. So I don't like the way the manager. We missed it last night. I don't like the way the manager's playing him. I want to just keep him as a number 9. Keep him there, because the night we might get the ball out wide. If he's the one there, then we're going to play the ball back and we might lose it, and then you don't attack for the Lazio. So, but your last final thoughts on the game, mate. Obviously, Palma, in touch on him, JP did mention him saying that tonight would be beneficial for Palma to play a bit of trickiness, a bit of flair, a bit of creativity. We will miss that. What's your thoughts on that, mate? And do you feel overall we can get the result? We can potentially maybe go and get the result to go and qualify? And overall, what's your final take, mate?
Aye, no, we've got a few players kind of injuries and obviously suspension with Palma, so it's far from ideal to have these players not to choose for. You'd rather have these players, and like the way Palma's been playing, I think Palma would, apart from maybe the weekend, but I think Palma would be one of the first names there, considering the injury list we've got. But I'm still feeling positive. Lazio haven't been on the best run of form. Personally, for them, we've got a few players out, but I still think we've got a lot of players there that can hurt them. I think we need players like kind of Matt O'Reilly and Cal McGregor to be right on the game tonight. I think we'll be relying a lot on the wingers to, as I said earlier, to get the service into Kyogo and advancing midfielders. But it's doable. It's definitely doable. I'm going to go for 2-1 Celtic.
2-1.
2-1.
That's what Chris says as well. Chris Murray.
Right.
Chris says 2-1 as well. Is that a wee feeling? I would love to say 2-0 and whatever and no concede, but we tend to concede away from home in Europe. I know what Plunge is saying as well. Madrid, one of the best of form. They were actually in good form, Plunge. If you actually look at their record before they played this at Celtic Park and away from home, they were actually the form team just about in Madrid in Spain. I think they won the last 5 or 6 in a row. They're averaging 2 to 3 goals a game before they played us, so they were actually quite on form, to be honest with you, mate. They weren't great the game before they played us away, but overall their form was up to the best. And in Spain, they were scoring 2 to 3 a game, and Griezmann was in form. I think he got 8 or 9 goals in the league or something. He's doing very well. So they were actually a lot better than the way Lazio playing. Lazio on a bit of downer. They've just come off getting beat by near the bottom of the league. They need to come with a reaction. So I'm expecting a reaction for them, Alan. I'm expecting them to come out gung-ho, try and get an early goal, try and get the crowd on their side. We all know Lazio can be a bit hostile. It will be a bit of hostile atmosphere. Hopefully there's no trouble, and hopefully the fans are safe and everything's hunky dory over there and nothing's arised. So hopefully that's fine in terms of that. Hopefully there's at the game it's no hostile in terms of the players. Hopefully the players don't crumble. Hopefully everything's all good and we try and get we try and get an early goal. I think we need to try and get an early goal, because if we get an early goal, it gets the crowd on the back, because we all know that they're a bit over here when it comes to team across the water. But it's a bit hostile and it's like hurry up, get the ball, boo, and that's the way it can be in some of these foreign teams. The teams, the bats get on them right away, the fans. So I'm hoping, Alan, for me, I'm not really going to mention score lines. I just want us to get a result, Alan. Be that 3-1, 2-1, whatever, 2-0, 1-0. Listen, Alan, I'll take a 1-0 deflected 99th minute. I couldn't care how don't get wrong, I'll be sitting behind the couch with the extra storm bleach and the Chris everywhere right enough, but I think we'll see how it goes, mate. I'm positive we can get this out, because Lazio, again, it's not the Lazio of old. Yes, we've got to be respectful. The stats tell you we're probably going to get beat, the stats tell you, look in Europe, there's still a big gap there. But I think you've got to be positive, Alan. You've got to be quick. None of this sideways, left, right, centre, sideways pass and play. Try and get the ball forward as much as possible. And again, see how we go, mate. I'm hoping we'll sit here on Thursday. We're back on Thursday. Probably on either, I think, Thursday night, probably at 8:30. So we're back on the first, myself, Alan, and JP. Hopefully, we're not sitting here greeting with the domestics and doing the boarding again and doing the players in. We don't want that. We want to be positive. We want to be celebrating a decent result. A draw is positive. It's not going to help us into the qualifying. So try and get the result, Alan. That's the main thing, mate. And until then, mate, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.
You too. Right, hail, hail.
Hail, hail, mate.